You look good, dude. You look like you've been going to the gym. Hello, my name is Jacob, and I'm not an alcoholic. Why are we doing the Can we do a different noise, dude? You're an American, dude. You can do what you want, dude.
Hell yeah. Whew, Gabby, you fucking worried me. Jesus.
Oh, daddy. Oh, daddy.
How we looking?
How's that, dude?
Hell yeah, dude. Or white.
White on white crime.
White on white crime. White on white. White on rice.
White on rice.
White on rice.
I used to think people were saying white on rye. I'm like, what? That's kind of a good idea. You have like one piece of white bread and the top piece of rye bread.
That's stupid.
Dude. Yeah, you get a little best of both worlds. Do you like rye bread?
Only on pastrami sandwiches.
I love rye bread, dude.
You look like somebody that loves rye bread. You look like, you smell like rye bread.
I knew this old guy that would get rye bread like toasted when we go get breakfast and put butter and jelly on it, dude.
No way.
Rye bread, bro.
Oh, dude, see
wild.
these levels, dude. These levels.
What about the levels, dude?
No, there's nothing wrong. I guess I can do it in post, but
All right, dude. Seem pretty level-headed. Figure it out. Not good at tech, but you'll figure it out. You're good at YouTube.
this eagle's dancing, baby. He's dancing.
Fuck that eagle, dude.
Fucking dancing.
I can't believe you let that thing fly away and it just came back, dude.
How bad do you wish you were in Arlington or Dallas or whatever the hell it's called now?
Oh, yeah, Dallas this weekend, huh? And then
Dallas.
Denver next weekend after that. Our good old boy Troy is...
No, Denver's 2 weeks.
What?
It's the end. It's 20,
Oh, you're right.
26th.
You're right. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Yeah, that sucks because we were supposed to cut that clutch, and then your ass decided to go help Troy out, which basically is just, all you're gonna do all weekend is shovel fucking brown sugar, dude. That's all you're
Into
gonna
his
do,
mouth?
dude. Yeah.
Dude, when my friends
Only
call,
reason why you're going, dude.
when my friends call, dude, I roll. That's how I'm built.
You roll in general.
That's how I'm built.
Have a good sip, dude.
Hell of a sip.
I feel like I took a sip.
What's in your
It's so
can?
loud. What's in your can?
This table is janky.
This is for all my Canadian peeps, dude.
Right here, this table, that's what happens when you buy $17 metal legs from Amazon.
Yeah, dude, this thing's so rad. And
This
then you
thing's-
look at the legs and it's like, what the
This thing's
fuck?
dancing on toothpicks.
It's a fucking stork, dude. Big ass bird, little ass legs.
Big ass bird. So yeah, Dallas, dude.
Dallas. Oh, wait, can we get to the real important issue, dude? Fucking O.J. Simpson died today, dude.
Shut up.
No, it happened, bro.
No.
Finally. I mean,
juice?
it did. What?
The juice is finally loose.
The juice is
Finally.
gone bad. Yeah, that was wild. How old are you when that whole thing went down? Because I was
So
like,
check this out. Funny story.
this is gonna be great.
I lived like 100 yards from the 405 freeway.
dude. Yeah.
And that's where I grew up. And as we were watching on TV with my family, and then I remember he was coming up past our street, and they just have really low retaining wall inside of the freeway.
This is
So
the
we all
high
walked
speed
up-
chase or low speed chase, I guess.
Yeah, in his Bronco. So we all walked out front. I saw the top half of that Bronco pass by, dude. Live.
Live, dude. That's rad, bro.
I know.
What a moment.
Hell of a moment.
I just remember watching on the news. I was like doing something. How old were you?
Was that 94?
Yeah, something like that. It seems like 92, 94. I want to say
94. I was 10.
Yeah,
So
so you were like
that's
on
why
your
everyone was
bike
all-
chasing it down and shit. I was older, so I was like, I don't know if I was even. I might have been.
You were
working.
16.
Yeah, I might have been working, dude.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, that was crazy. That whole cultural phenomenon that it became like spawned so much of how we view news and like mainstream TV and shit is like that 9/11 are probably the two biggest things that like changed the way news and cable TV shows and whatnot and how they broadcasted and what that trial, everything. That was crazy, man.
Well, it was also like there was a lot of. I remember how polarized it was when that verdict was read, because it was like shortly after the riots and all the Rodney King stuff,
Right,
and
it's tied into that.
so it was like such an insane racial divide at the time. But Like looking back, it's crazy to see the like the, you know, what's the word I'm looking for, dude? Help me out.
I don't know, bro.
The differences, I don't know, it's not the word I was looking for, but the differences in the way people reacted at the time. It was such like a social, but it's just like with anything, like it was a very political and cultural / social thing. And as we've talked about before, like politics are downstream of culture. So, you know, it was hot times, dude.
I remember before all that when it was like the news was basically saying that they were found dead or whatever. But at the time, OJ was in like Buffalo or something. He had left the night before or the morning after or whatever. But the way it at first when it was being announced, it wasn't even an idea that he did it. It was more like he was, you know, being notified, and they made it sound like he was far away from it when it happened. It was weird to watch that all kind of just shape out in that trial, man. Those lawyers, dude.
It's crazy
What they pulled off, dude. That was pretty.
And then he had his illegitimate child with Khloe Kardashian.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's
it's
right.
just like him.
Is that real?
It has to be,
dude. I trip out. Even if you've seen her now too, she's like.
Even after all her work.
Yeah, but it's. Yeah. I don't know. She just seems like now I see it a lot more than I used to, I guess.
Yeah, but really, I don't care.
You love the Kardashians, bro. Last time I came over here, you were watching it with no pants on, dude. I was like, "What are you doing, dude?" It was weird too because it was the Caitlyn Jenner episode. I was like, "Dude, yeah." I was like, "This is weird, dude."
No, it didn't
Put
happen.
some fucking pants on, bro.
Hey, dude, Dallas. Who of our friends? Wait, that's just Arlington rebranded, right?
Yeah, I think so. But hasn't it always been kind of? Is it the same venue,
dude?
Or is it a different venue but in the same? Because I always thought it was like Fort Worth, Dallas area, anyways.
It was.
Yeah, so maybe it's just a renaming.
Unless I've amnesia, because I remember I went and
you did go to one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went in 2021.
How far is Arlington from Dallas, though?
I think it's the neighboring city.
It's not even that far, right?
Yeah, but I could have sworn I stayed in Dallas and I was right across the street from I think it was the Radisson or the Sheraton or something. But yeah, it was a good show actually. Went to
They
Earl's
wouldn't let you
house.
in the Radisson, huh?
I went.
They wouldn't let you in, dude.
I got the cheaper hotel. And it's funny because they have these they had this like freeway interchange that on paper it looked like you just cross the street from the cheaper hotel and go to the venue. And but on that street was like major freeways. So you had to like go around a bunch. Yeah, it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, that's a lot of that shit out there, dude. I worked a lot out in like Austin area years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Practically lived out there. It's wild.
Yeah.
So you're going to Denver though, right? In 2 weeks?
I am going to Denver. I'm going to be helping my boy Troy, our boy Troy.
Boy Toy Troy?
Boy Toy Troy.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's going to be that's his vet. Dude, this is problematic. This is the thing though. We have nothing in the center. Speaking of Troy, he was talking a lot of shit. Right here we plan on getting something that's in the works, but
yeah,
we don't
Troy.
have it yet. But it's our Freedom Eagle.
Fucking couch troll. It's our Freedom Eagle, dude.
It's got a rounded base. They didn't put a lot of time into making that.
It's for the aerodynamicness.
Yes.
When I throw it across the fucking room because it won't stop shaking. So Dallas, Denver. A lot of people going to both that we know, huh?
Yeah.
I think Josh at Python Shed is doing both.
Josh does everything, though.
Yeah, Josh does everything. You're right. That guy is.
It's all over the place.
He's a traveler, man.
Him and Kendall and Troy, Joe, JSA, and JD, all those dudes.
We gotta get Joe out here for Pomona.
That'd be rad.
Joe, you're coming to Pomona. If you're out there, if someone forces you to watch this,
start making plans.
And you see this,
yeah, if somebody tapes your eyelids open,
if you get
and forces you to watch
captured
this
by ISIS and they use this as a torturing device, and you hear this, come to Pomona, bro.
Yeah. But no, so yeah, we're going to Denver. It's the All-American.
Oh, the
All-American acronym, but the All-American Reptile and Plant Expo. I'll let you guys figure it out.
Yeah.
The All-American Reptile and Plant Expo.
RAPE.
The All-American RAPE.
Yeah.
But I guess there's a huge market for plants. I'm not a big plant guy.
Well, Pomona's going to have like a whole plant thing. They're going to have a whole aquarium. What else? Plants. Something else too I'm missing. Birds.
Birds, but I think those are a separate building, right?
Yeah, all those different buildings, I think, is what's going to go down.
So yeah, it's in between Denver and Colorado Springs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, it is.
But I'm looking forward to it. I guess he already sold out all his booths a couple weeks ago, so it should be a good turnout. And let's just hope the door sales are good. But I think it's cool that one of our boys is
It's big time now.
is
dude.
big time. That's big time,
dude.
It's a big venue, and it's his first one, and it's a lot to bite off.
He's not going to have any more time for us after this, dude. He's going to just go big shot. Dude.
Yeah, big time. I'm just call him big time.
I call him Big Pimpin'. He's probably more likely he'll probably get kicked out of one of these venues for trying to hold someone's kid, dude.
Touch somebody's child.
Yeah, can I hold your baby?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I'm Chris Hansen. Have a seat.
What are you doing here today?
Yeah.
Just eating pizza?
Chilling. His fucking belly hanging out of his shirt. Yeah, no, I wish I could go out to Denver, but I got too much shit going on in mine.
You just don't care enough.
I care a lot.
If you cared more, you'd make it happen, I feel like.
Listen, I care a lot, dude.
Yeah, you
do. I really care about Troy because me and Troy are like, we have the same origin story, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
We're like the same person from the jump, you know? Obviously, we grew up and I'm way better looking and more intelligent.
More athletic.
And he's got IBS. So, I mean, say what you want. I mean,
dude,
we started off the same,
dude.
At least, dude.
and the difference is that you don't shit the bed when your dog's dew claw falls out.
Yeah. No, he was going to shit the bed anyways, dude. All right, no, we can't talk about Troy anymore.
Dude, I love you, Troy.
Sorry, Troy. We love you. You're the greatest, Troy.
Yeah.
Troy is the greatest, dude.
He really is the glue.
He is for a lot of shit too, not just our little group. And like, I noticed that on a lot of circumstances, he is definitely
he's the glue that holds things together, and he's actually got a really good knack for things like this, like having the conversation roll. And he's got better animals than he gives himself credit for. And if he could just get away from pies,
yeah, I mean.
But no, we love you, Troy, and
he's
definitely he's going to be on the. He's a what?
He's a pied guy.
Oh,
but he's changing that up, man.
Too.
He's coming out with some crazy shit too. I mean, he's got animals, man. It's just.
But I think it's another thing too. Like that's a common thing. Like for at least for me too. I'm excited about my pairings, and then I'll see, oh, somebody's got the super version with a couple hets added to it. Then it makes you feel like shit about your own projects. But
that happens all the time.
Yeah,
dude. I see shit all the time, and I'm like, dude.
But I think he falls victim to that more often than not.
Yeah, he gets down a lot, but we always try to like pick him up. He does the same for us.
It's just hard to find a forklift.
He definitely knows the right time to give me a call, dude. When I needed to talk to somebody, he always seems to be the guy that's ringing my line.
Yeah.
So thank you, Troy.
Yeah. But so that should be exciting. Denver. We're going to be. Well, I shouldn't say we. I am going to be hosting a roundtable interview with everybody. Sorry, dude.
You know what's funny is I'm moving, dude. And that's like the last weekend that I have to move everything. And it's so convenient that I'm pretty sure that Troy made this whole thing up just to get you out of helping me move, dude. Like there's not even, like this whole show and everything was literally made up just to get you out of helping me move, dude.
Think so?
Yeah, I think you gave him $20.
I don't know about that.
Just kidding.
You never know. Anything's possible. I wish you luck on your move. Godspeed. Anyways.
Maybe it'll happen.
Oh.
I don't know. Maybe I'm moving to Denver, dude. Dude. Go to sleep.
I can't stand
What else? There was something else happening.
Oh,
man. I hate when this happens. This happens too frequently. Oh, hey. I forgot, dude.
Well,
you were supposed to have the things, dude.
You mean the things?
The things. Everyone's got some things, you know. You got some things.
I had Denver.
You get things.
We all got things.
I got Dallas.
Denver.
I brought up OJ, dude.
That's true, you did.
OJ. R.I.P. dog.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this discussion.
Of course, you got to bring up food, you fat glutton. I don't know why you laugh.
Dude, what are we gonna talk about? We have to cut this. You think?
Yeah, that's fine. I don't even care. You'll figure it out. You do a great job every time.
Thanks, buddy.
No, we were talking the other day just amongst ourselves, and we were talking about how we were going to do our show, and we were talking about males in particular, and buying them and when you should, and we had like a little bit of a disagreement. I thought it'd be cool to hash it out live, dude.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, dude. So you tell me. I say, when you're budgeting your projects, because the male is such an important piece of how you build them, what sort of females you get, I think it's vital to get the male when you get your females. At least one. Now, hear me out. One of the reasons why I think it's a good idea is a lot of times when you're budgeting for this and you have the money right now, you want to make the move because you don't know what's going to happen in 6 months to a year. You might be in a position and you might not even have the money to buy the male. And now you've got a bunch of females and you don't have money to buy the male that you really want. That's going to be that game breaker that you've built your females around to begin with. And, you know, the old saying of like, you can always use a backup male. You can never, I feel like you can have, especially in a particular project, like it's good to have males of diversity to bring different codoms into the projects. So the risk reward there of buying that male early, sure. I know the argument is that, you know, you don't need it. It's, you know, like you let the females grow up a little while. You'll find something better, cheaper in the long run. Yeah, those are all great points, but I think that you can still do that if you're in that position in a year, but you have this male and it's a male that you bought with the intention of using it with the females that you bought and they work well. So say you buy, like, let's say, for instance, we'll do Xanthic DG. You buy a visual Xanthic Het DG, and let's say it's a GHI Blackhead. Okay, so then you take that animal, the females you get, you buy the reverse. So you've got, you know, the visual, whatever the male is het for is the female's visual for. So that male is going to work no matter what, and you're going to be producing at the same rate as if you had bought the double visual and you were pairing it to hets. That's just one scenario of why that works. I mean, it works with double hets even, but I just feel like sometimes you got to strike when the iron's hot. And if you're building projects like we were talking about it, you kind of have an idea of what male you want. And I think worst case scenario, you have a really badass backup male. And that's just, you know, that's, who knows what you're going to get in a year? Who knows what females we have? Who knows what projects? But I've been in situations where I didn't have males ready, and I had females ready to go, and I didn't have the appropriate male, and I had to use different males that didn't even really work. And I kind of lost a season of really building my projects because of that. So I think that concept or that move helps in all those areas. Like if I had done that, because I didn't buy males right away. I did buy a couple males right away, but I bought project groups from like Justin, Sebastian, where I bought like, you know, 1.5 or 1.4. They're individual projects. But as far as like the DG Clown stuff, I bought all my females, and my hope was to get the male. And I ended up waiting a year. I didn't have the money to buy the double visual because they were like freaking, like they were like $15,000 back then, $15K. So I ended up getting a Clown Het DG, which saved me a lot of money. But in hindsight, I had the money in the beginning to do that. I could have done that, but it scared me in the money. And I kind of, you know, the general rule or the train of thought that was brought down to me when I was getting in was to do that exactly, to wait on the males, you know? So I don't know. That's my opinion. I feel like it's.
Is that it?
I feel like it's. Well, I mean, I'm just laying it out,
This is
dude.
gonna be easy.
No, it's not. You're gonna lose, dude.
I'm just kidding. Hey, can you do me a favor though?
Dude, what do you want?
Before I dive into this genius, can you give me a fresh beer, dude? Come on, bro. You're closer.
I'm only doing this because you are forced into a life of
just don't
salary slavery at the old Olive Garden,
Not for long.
and people always ask you for that, and you have to do it, dude.
Olive Garden's a stepping stone, and it's a necessary evil. Can you give me a fresh beer?
It's an Italian restaurant.
I'll wait till he gets back before I say my point. But I don't know. I think that there's some validity to what he said. You son of a bitch. Dude, I want one of these, bro. You're up. Oh, you dog. Here, this is for you. Hard seltzer, grapefruit.
I don't drink.
I would drink that.
Let me see it.
Actually, I'll drink that.
No, I'll drink it, dude.
Dude, I don't.
Because you said I wouldn't, dude.
That's not my.
I'm hard.
You will.
I'm hard.
Okay.
Like seltzer. Who doesn't like a real hard? Who doesn't like a hard one, dude?
Right. So, anyways, I think there's validity to your point. However, it also a lot of this has to do with timing.
Yeah.
If you're, and it also has to do with what you have in your collection. But let's just say we're starting from scratch, and you want to get into a DG Clown project, without getting into the visual head, double visual, whatever. My theory on a male is ideally, obviously, you'd like to get the double visual male, and then you can spend get a lot more bang for your buck with the double head females, multi-codon double head female. That's great. That's the best case scenario.
That was my plan.
Right.
In.
And I think
Exactly
that if you plan it like that, you run the risk of not having the money when the time comes. So there's that element. I also think that sometimes you just got to strike while the iron's hot and find a male that could work. You can play the odds on half fit, get the visual. My thing with the male is you buy a female hatchling, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say on average she breeds in 2 years, for argument's sake.
That's a super like liberal number too. Like not everything's going to go in 2 years.
I think we can use another word for that. But let's just say she goes in
Democrat?
2 years. Let's just say she goes in 2 years. Okay. That's like the base average. I mean, sometimes they go sooner. Most times they go later.
Yeah.
So let's say she goes in 2 years. With the way the market and the way the projects have developed and how many people, you got to think about how many people are in a particular project. So let's say something like DG Clown is very popular, whereas something like like a Monsoon Sunset, I know like 2 people that might be in that. I'm sure there's more, but you don't have a lot of competition in the marketplace. So let's just say DG Clown is what we're talking about. You've got a lot of people out there that are going to have bought different variations of those combos, and they're going to be making some wild shit. And people like Justin and all the big names, they're going to make even crazier stuff. And then they're going to keep constantly raising the bar on what is valuable and what retains its value. The thing is like, with the way the market is now, I mean, 6 months ago or let's say a year ago, prices are so drastically different with a lot of projects. And they'll be drastically different a year from now. So you get that hatchling and you buy a male to accompany it, and it might be an awesome pairing for the times, but 2 years down the road, it might be somewhat obsolete, and you might be in a place where, you know what, I have this female to go. I don't want to waste a year. I'm in a position where I can get a better male. Let's say you get a DG Clown male, right? And it's a double visual, no codoms, but you get the codoms and the double heads. That's cool. But then when the time comes and those double head girls are ready to breed, and you can buy something that might have been the same price, maybe cheaper than the double visual, but it has like 3 extra special codoms. That pairing for me is going to be a lot more exciting, and it's the yield as far as the odds go could be exponentially better. And so like for me now, I've done what you're saying, and I've had males, whether I've got them because they were cheap or I was like, oh, I can use this 2 years down the road, and maybe the female doesn't go, so now it's 3 years. 3 years from the time I bought that male, that thing is, like I said, obsolete. And it's not doing anything but taking up space in my rack. I'm not pairing it to anything because I bought it for that specific project.
What is the genes?
No, it doesn't matter.
It does, though.
No, what I'm saying, I'm just saying in this scenario.
Oh, I know, but I would say that like
a VPI head clown.
But you can't buy something either.
So 3 years ago, I got a VPI head clown female and a VPI head clown male.
Yeah.
All right. And VPI head clowns are going for like $20K, $25K. Yeah. So I'm like, dude, I'll at least make a double visual, and I'll sell the rest for a mint. But the problem is now VPI clowns, what are they going for? I don't know, $4,000, $5,000.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, but definitely not $20,000. And so now what I want to do with that female is I've actually transitioned. I'm not even using that male. I'm actually using, the hell am I using? Like a multi-codom a clown het hypo. And I'm like, okay, let me play the odds and let me, get the visual clown. Then I'll have double het hypo or whatever VPI, but I'll have all these codoms stacked in it. If I were to just make a VPI clown now, cool.
Right, but
what am I? And then what am I going to use that animal for?
But-
So the best case scenario is an animal that I probably won't even use 3 years from now.
But like in this another scenario, let's say you say you buy all your females. Let's say you save your money and you don't spend it, and you're good with it, and you can do it. And then like a year and a half down the road, a year down the road, you pick out this badass male, you buy it, and your females get up to size and go, and your male's not ready.
Well, that's another thing. You might have
But
invested
you already
in a dud of a male.
If you do mine, it may not be the same star power as that animal, but it's still going to be something good because like I said, when you do this budget, you're making sure that these animals will work no matter what.
Yeah, but the problem is
if you're doing it willy-nilly and you don't have the right combination, then yeah, I agree with you 100%. I wouldn't buy a male. But if you've built this project and structured it to where this male is like fits like a key into a lock with these females, like legit, like this is going to work no matter what. If anything, to produce something better that you can use or whatever, and make animals. Obviously, the market's everything's gonna be cheaper. You know,
but I just feel like
saying that it's gonna be that way anyways. But at least you still have whatever male that is. That male's 2 years, 3 years old. It's fucking. That thing's got fucking balls, dude. Right, it's ready.
The goal, in my opinion, the way you remain relevant, the way you sell these high dollar animals, if that's the market you're in, is the high end animals, is you've got to be ahead of the curve a little bit, or at least up at the front of the pack.
Right.
When you do that, when you purchase an animal, a male, especially for a project, 2-3 years before you're going to go, you're not going to be anywhere near the front of that pack. I don't care what combination of male it really is.
Well, I agree with you, but I think that
so now you're irrelevant and you get lost in the mix.
But I think the difference is that in my mindset and how I'm looking at it, that first male I buy is gonna be a badass male. Still,
yeah.
I'm not gonna buy something that I know. Like for instance, you see a DG het clown nowadays. That's not like a show-stopping animal, right? 6 years ago, dude, people would die for that male.
Let me ask you this,
right?
Since we're talking about it, 3 years ago, what's a DG clown go for?
Well, that's what I'm kind of saying right now, dude.
But what does a DG clown go for 3 years ago?
Fuck it, 15K,
15K, 12K,
10K.
What does it go for now?
You could probably get 4K for a female.
You can get it cheaper than that for a male too.
You can get cheaper than a male. Yeah, you can get a male for cheap.
Dude, you
can
probably
get a male for like 25 to 3,000, dude.
Or even less at a show. But let's just say market value, you're looking at like 3K.
Certain guys, you can get it for half off.
Are you implicating something?
I'm implicating something, but I'm not going to tell anyone what I'm implicating. I'm just saying there's some breeders out there that will take half off, dude. You see that price, you just say half, and they've already considered it for half. What are you trying to do? Get that thing closer to your lips?
Yeah.
Looks good, dude.
No, but look at that. Look at that drop off. Just 2 years ago, you could have got DG clown male for 10K. Now you can't get 5K.
But let me give you an example of where this didn't happen. That your scenario is like, I have, like for instance, a GHI red stripe clown het DG animal has still in my collection. There's not another male that I would rather use, even though I have like double visuals and double visual, like inchy, whatever, like these different. But the codoms in that animal, and the codoms in my females and my hets, and even though it's just a visual plus a het, that animal is still as powerful as it was when I got it. And it, like,
right, but what I'm saying is that's not the norm. That's the exception.
I also did. That was my male that I waited to buy, basically. And he fucking sucked for a year. He didn't eat well. He didn't grow.
How much you spent on that?
Well,
at the time,
it was worth probably like
how much you spent
3K maybe. I forget.
A red stripe GHI clown had DG was worth 3K 2 years ago. No way. It was more than that.
Something like that. It was something like that, dude. It was also like kind of.
You don't think it was a GHI red stripe clown het DG was not worth more than 3K 2 years ago?
I'm trying to think.
I feel like it was because red stripe was coming around.
The beginning of 2020. Well, I guess it would be like the end of, I don't even know, like the middle of 2022. It's like a year and a half ago.
Okay, so 3K.
It's dropped, but like, I mean, that was also kind of like a buddy price, dude. That was a Miguel thing, and that was also like, anyways, that was the animal I waited for, and if I hadn't bought the male I'd had, I would have lost 2 seasons because that guy never went. He's just now going.
Let me ask you, let's say red stripe, because let's say 2 years ago, red stripe was like, if I remember correctly, it wasn't talk of the town. It was something
2 years ago.
Yeah,
no, it was 2 years ago. Because you're gonna realize that like that was like a big ingredient in the Pompeii. So people
Oh,
were
yeah, that's right.
just.
Good job.
Dude, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not a scientist. I don't know how to operate a camera.
I know. So, anyways, so what I'm saying is, often it can work, right? It can work. It's worked for me on a couple animals where I was lucky enough to buy them when I did, and then one of the genes or two of the genes ended up being pretty relevant still. So it can work. However, I think that more often than not, you're gonna end up screwing. At least my experience, I've screwed myself more than I've helped myself when it comes to doing things like that.
I feel like it was the opposite for me. I feel like that not having the males ready to go has put me in
Having
positions
them ready
where,
to go is not the issue. Like,
no, I mean like
that's on you.
I've had males that just shit the bed.
Well, there's that.
Not
That's,
consistent.
That's whether it's good or bad. That's
and
a
then
cheaper
and then like
expensive
even like
animal.
my cousin's male, I swear it was a female forever, dude. Because I mean that thing
Okay,
was.
but let me ask you this.
That was like 800 grams, 2 years old, 800 grams, and would just go to the opposite corner of every girl I paired it to for the first like 6 months that I had it, and then finally one day, it just started banging everything in sight. I mean, you never know when that's gonna.
Well,
happen,
okay, that's
dude.
what I was saying. How do you? Yeah, but okay, you never know that's going to happen. So how do you even consider that to be a factor in your male purchase time?
Because I look at it in the fact that the older the male is, the more likely it's going to breed. So if I have a male
I'm not
that's
saying
2
wait
years
till
old,
6 months before, but what I'm
a
saying
year.
is,
You're saying a year. Like,
if you're buying a
that's
hatchling,
the general thought is like wait a year and buy a male. Your females
year,
are a year
yeah,
old.
max year and a half. I think a year and a half's good because you can account for that, and you can account for the fact that
Maybe.
I don't think I think that to sit there and worry whether or not something's going to be relevant a year and a half from now is not really a solid play. But I'm talking like 2-3 years.
Yeah, I know. I just think that
because that's what we're talking about. We're talking about when you buy a female, and by the time she's ready to breed, it's 2-3 years from now.
But you do agree with me though that there are males that I could have bought 2 years ago that would still be super relevant right now.
Correct.
Right. So
but there's also some that wouldn't be.
Right, but I think the value may be different, but I still say like.
Well, that's what this is value.
Right, but I still think that there's value in having the backup plan in place.
A backup plan is different than that being your main plan. And it's not
necessarily, but that's what I'm saying. It is a main plan. If you, in a year later, have the money to reinvest and buy that even better male, well, then cool. I mean, like, I agree that's definitely. But I just know from personal experience, man. You got 20K to fucking blow on a project, and you go out and buy a bunch of females and you buy a bunch of males, and you're like, oh, I'm gonna put this 5K away or this 6K, 10K, whatever, to buy that badass male, and that money gets smaller and smaller. You have kids, you know how this goes.
Well, let me give you an example. So, when my sunset female was ready to go, I screwed up. I didn't buy a male in time. I had sold the breeder male sunset, a year and a half or so prior. And I always thought, well, I got plenty of time. And I ran into the situation like you're talking about.
Right.
However, invariably there's going to be somebody with an animal, even if it's a double het. Maybe it's not the visual sunset, but I would absolutely argue, and I think it'd be hard to argue, that the route I went ended up being a much more beneficial route in that I got a pastel leopard spot nose double het sunset clown to put to my sunset.
Right.
Now I got that for very cheap. I had to do it because I was on a Patreon, and also there was a sale going on, but I got it from Miguel, and it was a proven breeder.
Yeah.
So, certain people, especially like Miguel, you're going to trust that it's proven.
And that is another like good point that you don't have to buy hatchlings all the time either.
Right. And I held on. Had I held on to that male sunset, I would have made all sunsets. That's it.
Yeah.
But now I've got a leopard spot nose sunset het clown that's breeding.
Right, but I wouldn't recommend that being
saying,
your male in the first place. It's like a single gene.
Right.
Recessive.
But at the time, between the time I sold them and the time I purchased the other one,
yeah,
I wasn't in a position to buy anything better. The reason I sold him is because I thought I had a deal worked out for a better animal. I saw the animal and I was like, that's the sunset everyone hates. It looks like shit. I'm not doing it. So I had to wait until something better came along. And because it's not such a as high of a work gene or project as others, it was hard to find anything. And then when I found that, I was like, fucking jackpot. And I got lucky, but I also, just like with when an animal doesn't go, there's an element of luck to all this stuff too.
Well, yeah, and you can hit something right off the bat. But there's a different scenario here that can be applied that, or this doesn't really apply to. And that was like when I got into Monarch Clown, there wasn't a double visual on the market to buy. Yeah. There wasn't the crazy male. So
That's
what I did was I got a cool multi-codom male that was double het, and I made sure my females had some codom in them, at least one or two. And it's funny, trying to get that male out of Justin was like, he like hit me up and he's like, "Hi, I got an international order that fell through, and it's right up your alley." He knew I was waiting to get a male. Because in that situation, I like what you're saying would make total sense, because there wasn't a lot of shit available as far as males. I could get the double het females, with codoms and stuff, but to get like any kind of badass male, there wasn't any on the market. Dude.
Well, that's why
none for sale, dude. So in that case, like, yeah, that would have been that. What I did was I waited, but he ended up offering me this deal, and it was like a 1.3 or 1.2, and the male was a spot nose leopard double het. But in that scenario, you almost want to buy the male, because what you can get, like, it wasn't as expensive. It wasn't very expensive. I mean, it was expensive for a double het animal male, but it wasn't like what you would like. It wasn't like what you would pay anywhere near what you'd pay for a double visual.
Right.
And it was all thing I had. Only option I had.
Right. But there, like I said in the beginning, there's a lot of variables that go into this. So if it is a cutting edge project that's not been worked a lot, then your options are not only limited, but you need to strike while the iron's hot, because the value is inevitably going to go up, especially when people like Justin are working it.
Yeah.
So then that makes perfect sense, and that's when the risk, I would say, or the gamble would pay off more so than it wouldn't in a project like that. Now, if you have something that's been worked very frequently or is starting to be worked very frequently, and there's a lot of options, that's when I think you hold off. So I think there's variables to it. I think you hold off until, because hey, this project's being worked by a lot of people. There's obviously going to be something better 2 years from now, or a year from now even.
But would you go into a project like that with just one male anyways?
That's all I've done.
See, I
if I had the money, no.
By that.
If I had the money, no.
I got burned on that. That's why I've overstepped my bounds with males, dude.
Yeah, but the thing is, the difference between you and I is that our collections.
You're gay.
Correct.
That's one difference.
I'm not. I'm happy.
That's what I meant. Huh? That's what I meant.
That I was gay?
No, that you're happy.
You're a homophobe, dude. I'm tell Troy.
You're a bigot, dude.
Dude, don't use the H word. Or the other words.
What's the H word that I use, dude?
Homo.
Hooker?
Yeah. Don't use that either.
Dirty hooker.
Independent worker.
I guess so. I guess what I would say in closing in this.
No, hold on. Let
debate,
me just make that point.
Okay, make your point, and then I'll make my.
Is that I like a lot of different shit. I can't narrow it down to one thing that I like or a couple things that I like. I like a ton of stuff. You, on the other hand, have a very much more focused collection when it comes to your projects. Mine looks like a fucking piñata exploded.
Yeah, you're right.
Yours is like, this guy does this, this, and this, or this and this. And I think that
like specialty males too.
Yeah,
just for their codoms to put into a project,
So something like that, you want to get more than one male, because you need the options in the but for me, I'm trying to buy everything I can on a budget. So I'm like, okay, let me squeeze this. Let me just put all my money on this male and this female, and then put all my eggs in this basket.
I just got burned twice now with not having males ready.
It's called gonorrhea, dude.
I don't know about that, dude. I think that's a little bit harsh.
Just kidding.
But okay, so in closing on my end, it's like the whole thing that I'm looking at it as is like, if I get that male right away, you get your male. But the way I've structured my projects, that when that male and those female are old enough and they breed, whatever male I produce would be an upgrade of the male that you're gonna buy, anyways.
True. Now there's
that's how I look at it. But that's always my mentality, and it's yours too. Like, I'm always trying to make females are like holdbacks are different. You get a female holdback, you're like, oh, I can breed this. It'll be a good female for my projects holdback. But males are a little bit different because you're always trying to upgrade the males. You upgrade females, but it's not really necessarily like a necessity as much. Well, those double het females, when you have the right male, 10 years old, you'll still be breeding them and making badass shit.
Well, I also think that there's a lot of value in getting a double het to double het. And with multi-codoms, because if you are on a budget,
I would rather have that with multi-codoms than
absolutely. I'd rather play the odds more exciting one.
Yeah.
And two, you stand the chance of making something way better than you could have possibly made with the double visual
100%.
And no codoms. So, there's always different ways to look at it. And like I said, it's super nuanced. It's based on your budget. It's based on your collection. It's based on where you want to go, what you got. But as a general matter of thought or a way of thinking, I like to at least hold off a year after buying that female. You know, the thing too, just like if the male's a dud, what if the female turns out to be a shitty eater? She doesn't grow. Now you've got a male for no female. By the time you get another female and have her up to size, now you've got an irrelevant project. So, like, I think that for me, rule of thumb, let's just break it down as simply as possible. My stance is that you buy the female hatchling, you wait a year, and you get the male. I think that's safe.
What do you think is like a good ratio for like a project that you're trying to work pretty heavy? Like, say you're going to get in and you want to work a project in particular. Like, what would you say the
like base? Well,
like to start off, not trying to
a lot of money,
not try to like fill up 3 racks, but like if you were just going to buy hatchlings and you wanted to get into a project and you wanted to be like to make a good successful.
I think 1.2 or 1.3.
Yeah, I mean a lot of my projects were like that. I think I did a lot of 1.4.
1.1 is not ideal. That's just what I've done because I'm fucking trying to get everything in the.
No, 1.1 is horrible.
1.2 is scary too, but 1.3 is tasty because you can get. You know, you can get that male that's universal for the 3 females, and then maybe this one's an OD. Like, for example, DG Clown. I have very little, and I started getting some from you. All the females I have are from you. Yeah. I have a male that I've been breeding, but so I have a enhancer, a DG Het Clown. Now, male. I didn't have any females to go with that, so like the DG Clown project and me are not even, there was nothing there. But I got an OD Clown, 66% het DG. I haven't tested it yet. And then I've got a spot nose double het. I tested it. No. Maybe you did, but I don't know.
I think I did.
It's fucking... Now I know it's not het because he would have told me if it was.
I did.
So it's not het, huh?
No, it is.
He's such a liar.
I tested it, dude.
And then I got the spot nose double het. So for me, at least I have this chance of making Orange Dream DG Clown or Spot Nose DG Clown. And I think by the time those are ready to breed, which is, 8 months or so to a year... Based on the amount of money I invested in it, along with or just that really, I think I'm going to get a good enough yield, or at least have some animals that I can use to further that project. When the time comes. You
got to have that for the next project.
But dude, so I'll just talk numbers. That enhancer het clown, Pos het G-stripe. I don't care about G-stripe, but that came from Billy. That was a $3,500 animal as a hatchling. Okay, it's an awesome snake. It's beautiful. I love it. The 2 females I got from you, I probably got for under $1,000.
Yeah, I sold them to you good.
Super cheap, homie hookup. But like, even if it was market price, it's still not that crazy expensive. But let's just say $4,500 for the whole project for the 1.2, and look what I can make from that.
Yeah, you'll make a clutch that's worth like 3 times that, really.
Right,
at least twice.
And that was actually somewhat thoughtful purchase because OD and DG is just one of my favorite combinations.
Spot nose too,
and spot nose. So we'll see what happens, but that's the baseline. If I could do it, I buy a female or 2 or 3 ideally, and then I wait a year for the male. You say what?
I say buy your project when the iron's hot and you know what you want and you know what you can get. That's not to say to settle for a male, but if there's that male that just works perfectly with what you have, and that no matter what, if it comes down to it and you need to use it, but you have something better, but you need to use it. I just don't see there's not much risk there.
Well, let me throw one little curveball at you.
All right. Well, don't hit me in the face, dude. I don't like getting hit in the face.
That male obviously would be cheaper in a year.
True.
Probably available.
But the whole point of having that male early is that it's also more likely to breed.
So the reason I say that is because I'd rather spend the money you're going to spend on that male, which is at a premium value or a premium price, not value, but a premium price. I'd spend that money on another female or 2 that are double het, and then I'd get that male that's way cheaper in a year and a half.
Maybe. But that's what I'm saying. Are you buying the same male for cheaper, or are you trying to upgrade the male? Because originally you were trying to upgrade the male, and it would be a better male. So, I mean, ideally, would you not do both ideally, though? Would you not buy a male that works and is great, and it by itself, if that's all you had, you would still be shining.
If you're a fucking moneybags McGee.
And 6 months to a year and a half later, you see another fucking badass male that's different, but it's better, whatever. However, better would look. I mean, better, that's subjective. I mean, unless it's like completely gene packed. But either way, like, I mean,
I would rather do what I said.
I don't know. I think that having that male there and like that back pocket male, like you may not need it, but it's kind of like the gun debate, man. I'd rather fucking
Have it, not need it, then need it. Not
Yeah,
have it.
exactly. Thank you. That was hard, dude. That made my brain pop. No, yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of like that scenario. Like, I may never use them,
Yeah.
but I have them, dude, and I don't have to be afraid of that. And like I said, I've had 2 scenarios with 2 males on my end, and then the male that my cousin and I are doing a project with did it for like 6 months, and it was just like frustrating. I ended up having to switch a lot of the females to different males,
But you know,
and
that's
that
gonna
male
happen.
would have been fucking. That male was fucking. That thing was a powerhouse, dude. Like it was a loss when I had to put it to these other males. Still made really cool shit, but if you compared them, you'd be like, dude, that's there's 2 recessives completely wiped off of this project now. So I went from a quad recessive project to a double.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So there's 2 schools of thought. I mean, I think they both have validity.
they do.
One has more
I can
than
see
the
what
other.
I just know myself. No, I think yours is just more like it's like that book, whatever for dummies. That's kind of like what you're like doing right now. You're doing like a male ball python.
Dude, I disagree. How
Purchasing
about
for
this?
dummies, dude.
How about this? For any of you that stuck around this long to watch us talk shit, I want you to leave your comments down below.
You're just
The
talking
super
to me
YouTube
right now.
guy.
Bro. You know you're just talking to me
Just
right now.
say down below in the comments. Let me know what you think. We're gonna read them, and I'm gonna fucking throw them in his face.
We're
or
gonna read
vice
it. We're gonna
versa.
read each other's comments.
Or I'm gonna read ones against me. I'm gonna delete them.
Yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
We both have access to it, so no, it's not gonna happen.
I'll undelete them, bro.
But I think that I want to hear. I actually do want to hear what everyone thinks.
I do too, because
I want-
I don't think that your idea is dumb, and I think what you're saying is what is been like, everyone that I've ever talked to has always kind of had that. Every podcast I've heard breeders talk, it seems like most of them have that mentality.
I know what you're doing right now.
What are you trying to do, dude?
You're saying I'm just copying what everyone else says, and it's just like the easy.
No,
it's the easy,
dude, you're such an asshole to yourself,
dude.
Don't
It's
do
the
that to
easy
yourself.
take.
Dude. Don't put
That's
yourself
what you're
down like
saying.
that, dude.
You're
have
saying
have some self-respect, dude. First of all, dude, I would never say that to you, dude.
You're
I
saying-
like you. I know it may
You're
seem
saying it's
like
not
I
a
don't
hot
like
take.
this guy, but I like this guy a lot, dude. He's great.
you're saying it's not a hot take.
I'm not saying it's a hot take. I'm saying it's like the common knowledge. It's how people generally do the thing, You're not like, it's not like you're like saying anything that's like against the grain, I guess. It's probably the most, I mean, like Sebastian, for instance, was my first mentor that really helped me build my projects, and that was his suggestion. It's still a suggestion to this day. He always says, oh, don't buy a male. Wait. And I get why
But I
he
will
would
say
do it.
this.
But I get why Sebastian would do it, because Sebastian's smart with money, and Sebastian is what's the word? I'm responsible. The things that I'm not.
Yeah,
So
but
like he like I know myself. If I have a 10-gram pot over here that's supposed to be for a male in a year, it's
Well, I'm
gonna
not saying- I'm not gonna
slowly
s-
turn to a $2,500 pot.
Dude,
for
you
a
know
male
me. You
next
think
year.
I'm gonna keep that money saved?
No, dude. I know what you do with your money, bro.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
I know about it, dude.
It ain't gonna. Fucking,
heard, dude.
It ain't gonna be around in a year. I'll tell
Dude.
you that much. But look, to your point.
One of these
I'll
days they're
agree
gonna
with you a
kick you out of
little
the
bit.
nudist colony,
Look
bro.
at your,
One of
look
these
at your
days.
cousin.
Yeah,
Chocolate OD spot nose double het clown hypo.
that's the backup male, dude. That's my
Dude,
plan.
That okay, but let me say
Say it.
that animal. I don't care if you fucking bought it as a hatchling and you don't have anything to put to it. That's a dope animal because
Right.
OD spot nose and chocolate are pretty fucking universal, and clown hypo is like nowhere. I mean, there's still a lot of wiggle room with that.
Well,
Work to do.
Let me
So
say
what
it.
I'm saying is something like that's going to be valuable, I believe, because of the codoms.
Yeah, but that's
That's a
literally
unique
my
codom
plan
issue.
in place, though. He bought that male first
Yeah,
with all his girls,
but
and then
what I'm saying
a
is,
year later bought the hypo clown double head.
dude, you
DG5.
can't talk over each other, dude.
I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna sit on your lap and talk to you, bro. I'll sit all over you, dude, while we talk, dude.
Nuh-uh.
You know it. Don't get shy, dude.
Don't get
Don't get
bashful.
embarrassed, dude.
Don't look at me like that.
Put your
dude.
pants back on too.
Whatever.
It's weird, dude, that you took them off when we sat down, dude. That's why you wouldn't get up and turn the camera back on. He made me do it. Go get you a beer.
There's some.
He's got no pants on.
So I
on
got
the
a
table,
rod,
dude.
Dude. Speaking of which,
I wouldn't call it a rod.
Daddy's out of fucking juice.
Oh. Well, I don't have my pants on now.
Daddy's out of fucking. Well, no, there are gonna be some males that come along where you're like, dude, fuck yeah, get that shit.
Yeah.
And if it goes to nothing, it was a smart investment, I think, and it was a good gamble. All I'm saying is if you have a very specified project, like, there's so many examples I could use, but hopefully I'm not going to do that, but hopefully you guys get what I'm saying.
No, and to that point, too, I just want to say one more thing.
Oh, boy.
The fact that he had that backup male allowed him to do the things with me and my females with his male and still be able to, when his females got older, he was still able to produce some pretty badass shit. And he produced 2 really sick, well, one for sure. It's got to be like a DG. I think it's an all-gener, to be honest. Heck clown.
He made about badass shit. So,
but like I said, that wouldn't have been possible if you didn't have that first initial male.
Right.
And that male has to be special. If you're buying a male in the beginning, you can't just, oh, okay, this one's cool. No, it has to be something that like you look at and go, holy shit, I can do a lot of cool shit with it. Like you said, that's a cool code-on animal, dude.
Or it doesn't even have to go into the Clown Hypo project. You could throw that to anything.
And to his credit, he did step up his females. He didn't just buy double het females. He bought like visual clown combo animals with recessive or with codoms that were all het DG.
Yeah.
So he has a very small collection, but it's a very expensive collection, dude.
Yeah. No, I know. It's legit. Shout out Aaron Ledbetter.
Good guy. Check him out. He's going to be having some shit for sale here.
Prolific pythons.
You can either
DM him or me.
I forgot his name. I'm just joking, dude. Hey, you know what? There's another prolific pythons. I've seen it on Instagram. I haven't told him yet, but it's got like, instead of S's, it's got Z's.
That's so dumb.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
It's like prolific pythons.
It's like using the S in words like instead of a Z because you're like, it's like
I feel
British
like
English.
I feel like it's like you're doing your mailbox and you run out of a 2, so you just put a Z up there because it kind of looks like a 2.
I have no idea.
I did that. That's why I'm saying that. If you go to my mailbox, it's like my address. The 2 is a Z because I ran out of 2s.
I don't know anybody that's going to have that problem.
Well, you must not know a lot of people, dude.
Whatever. Fuck these rats.
Dude, those rats are your fucking best friends.
Sorry ass rats.
How many times have you fallen asleep with those things in your lap, dude?
Gross.
It's not gross, dude.
We got to clean snakes. I mean rats. This is not chill.
No.
I wish that camera was twisted more.
I wish
that white spot by you is really pissing me off.
What white spot? That's
ginger
me, bro.
ale,
what are you trying to say?
Nice ginger ale.
I'm white, bro.
Way to fucking show up to the party.
Dude, this is from all my Canadian peeps, dude. I support Canada, dude, see? One drink at a time.
That's a $9 beverage in Canada.
Why? Like the rate?
You guys want to hear a Canadian story?
Can you tell me the rate? Is it because of the exchange rate or is it because like they don't get it? Like
this is like a $7 item.
Crushed like that even?
Let me tell you something. Canadians.
There you go, dude.
Dude, I've been to Canada probably a dozen times. Okay, and I love it. I think the people are pretty rad for the most part. I think that it's a beautiful country. You have awesome food, and I love hosers.
Will you stop shaking
hosers
the damn
fucking
table,
rule. Dude,
table
we can't talk over each other.
I know, but you got to stop shaking the table like that, dude. I feel like I'm going to fall over, dude. Getting seasick, dude.
I have ADHD.
Okay. So do I, dude.
And heavy arms.
Definitely have heavy arms.
Anyways, dude, you want to talk about fucking expensive libations? A 24-pack of Bud Light when I went. Now, this, mind you, this was...
Yeah, how long ago was this?
Dude, this was like 6 years ago.
So not that long.
No longer than that.
But it was like before the economic collapse.
It was like 8 years ago.
We were rolling back then.
Let me tell you, a 24-pack of Bud Light 8 years ago was like $54. Cans, dude. And for a 24-pack of Bud Light, it was $54. Bud Light cans.
That's
Bud Light's
bar prices,
dog
dude.
shit, too.
That's bar prices,
fucking
dude.
hate Bud Light. But
you love Bud Light, dude.
Now let's go. A pack of smokes was $22. And a can of dip, a Copenhagen, $33.
So what you're saying is it would take you a whole day's worth of work and pay just to pay for your...
So if you're a sex worker, dude...
Oh, you're rolling then.
No.
Why not?
A full day will get you lit, and you get dude, you can get a case of beer, a can of dip, and a pack of smokes for like $100.
Yeah, but you got laid all day too, dude.
Well, you need that every day if you were getting laid all day.
You're telling me, bro.
That's nuts, dude. So shout out to all my solid Canadian folks.
I don't know. I was going to say, what the fuck was this even about, dude?
Dude, talk over me.
So are you saying that fucking Canadians...
Motherfucker.
Are you saying Canadians are sex workers?
Dude, are you?
Is that what you're saying, dude?
No.
I don't know what the point of this was.
What I'm saying is...
Okay.
Is I like hosers. They're fucking rad. They make me laugh. I don't like. I like the country. I like the food. Most of the people are chill. Your government's out of the damn minds. Even more so than ours, which is hard to do.
Yeah, that's wild. They're like Cuba North. Hey, what's the deal with the
Dude, you
word
know how
Canuck?
whack-
What's deal with the word Canuck?
I don't know, but I know the
I heard
Canadians
it's-
refused to fight in the Revolutionary War because they were just fucking chilling.
Dude,
After the British already handed the French their ass, and then
Pretty
they were
much,
like,
dude.
"Hey, can you help us out in the Revolutionary War?" Like, now we're good up here.
hey, so Canuck's like a derogatory term, but it's also like a hockey team's name.
It's the shittiest fucking hockey
It's
team
wild,
in the
dude.
NHL.
I like it just because of the name,
I don't
dude.
like the Canucks.
Dude, you are a
Every
Canuck,
Kings
dude.
game I went to growing up, they played the Canucks, and they
Every
got their
King game?
asses fucking smoked.
Really?
I don't like. That's why I don't like the Canucks. Not every game.
I
But
feel like that's how it was for me and the Lakers. I'd always see them playing the Kings, dude.
the Kings are the Spurs.
Yeah, I always saw them play
Fucking
the Kings.
pissed me
dude.
off, dude.
I actually was at the first playoff game at Staples Center.
And the Jazz. The Jazz pissed me off too.
The
They
Jazz,
always-
but they were really good back then, dude.
That's why it pissed me off.
God, I hated
I
freaking
couldn't
Karl
stand
Malone,
Karl Malone.
John Stockton,
Dude.
Jeff Hornacek. Remember that ugly motherfucker? Do you remember that guy?
Yeah.
He was like their like small forward shooter guy. He looked like your algebra teacher, but he could shoot like a motherfucker, dude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, those teams were fucking brutal, dude. They would have won a couple rings if it weren't for MJ.
The Mormons. Oh,
Oh, the Mormons too.
that's a dry state, dude.
Is it?
Yeah. Pretty much.
When I was in Colorado, it was weird.
That's why Jaden's such a weirdo.
Oh, Jaden, yeah.
Jay Cox.
Jay Cox is dry.
Hell
dude.
yeah.
Dry Cox, dude.
Jay Cox Reptiles. Solid kid.
Free shout out, dude. You owe us $20, dude.
Yep.
All the people that watch this now know who you are, dude. It's
I feel like we didn't really talk about much.
we did. We talked about a lot, dude. We talked way too much, dude. I feel
We're
like
at almost an hour. No,
yeah, we're
gonna
good.
have to
You got
cut
plenty of
this.
material. It could be a little longer. Could be a little longer this time, dude.
Let's talk about sex work.
All right.
No, I'm just kidding. Fuck, dude. I feel like we have so much to say.
No, we did a good job. That's a good episode.
Think so?
Yeah, dude, we're good. We can do another one before the end of the week at some point, maybe before Wednesday, like we did this last week. Maybe I'll come over before work. We'll cut another one, dude,
Oh yeah.
and then we'll have two. And
So
then
we
we
know what the plan right here.
dude, I'm fucking smart, dude.
Yeah, you
I
are.
don't care what they say, dude. So, in closing, I just want to say,
Look at that.
dude, you look
I look
good.
French.
Dude, that's putting it mildly, dude.
We.
You got a little Hungarian going on there,
Oui.
too, dude.
I'll take Hungarian over French all day.
Would
No
you?
offense to my frogs.
Troy's a Hungarian.
He's he's a Hungarian.
Hungarian, dude.
Troy's a Hungarian.
Oh, dude, that's rad.
Troy's not a Hungarian. He's a Hungarian.
I wish I was going, man. I wish I could go to Denver, dude. but-
Jerome's gonna be there.
I know, I heard,
Gonna fucking
dude.
bro down, dude.
Speaking of Jerome, no
Hell yeah.
limits. No limits.
Don't put no limits. Matt Summers.
Oh, look at that, dude. Yeah, I know that. I know that guy, dude.
Matt Sommers.
I know Matt Sommers, dude. I was just at Matt Sommers' house
That's
today,
chill.
dude.
Go Kings, go.
I was at his house earlier, dude.
GG.
I woke him up,
All the dead shit in his house.
dude.
Matt Summers is a sick ass pad. Don't get. That's not a knock on him. He has some really cool shit. It's very meticulous and
But there's a bunch of dead bodies
legit.
everywhere, dude.
yeah. Minus the dead bodies, it's
Yeah,
dope.
I mean, it's weird at first when you sit on the couch and you feel like a hard leg, but you get used to it.
A hard leg.
Yeah, like a dead
Gross.
body. Yeah, he's into that shit, dude.
Oh, we're rambling.
Dude, we always ramble, dude. Stop pointing out the obvious. I'm start calling you Troy, dude.
Huh?
Don't use the R word.
Ramble.
Yeah.
Troy, you big fat puss.
That was the best thing we said all night, dude. Wrap it up, dude. All right, but for reals, to mail or not to mail? I mean,
That's a.
that is the question, dude.
That's the least straight title of our podcast
Dude,
you could
it's-
think of.
It's the most straight thing about you and I, though, dude. That's for damn sure,
To
dude.
mail or not to mail?
To mail or not to mail? That is the question.
All
Fuck
right.
those rats, dude.
Yeah, those rats are really.
I mean,
fucking
Nicole,
pissing
I
me
mean,
off, dude.
those rats are so sweet. I'm so glad they're a part of our life now.
Oh, I love it.
I would never feed those to a ball python, ever. I wouldn't even think about it, dude. I'm surprised I even said it out loud like that, dude.
What should we talk about in Denver?
I don't know, dude.
The
That's
show,
gonna
obviously, we're
you're
gonna talk about the show.
You're gonna have a bunch of cool people around you, so you could probably just pull a lot of different. You could probably do a really quick, easy something, and just get enough output from or input from so many different people that you could, just.
Yeah, I hear you.
I think it would be cool to talk about the road life, man. From like talk to Josh about
Oh, that's a good idea.
like what it's like to fucking pack up. What about airport bathrooms, dude?
Nothing. All
That
right.
was the last time you had sex with a man? Why do you giggle when I say shit like that, dude? It's almost like you're hiding something, dude.
You're so weird.
Bro, you haven't seen nothing yet, dude.
All right.
Yeah.
Who's right?
I am, dude.
Is it me?
No, dude.
Do you get your females as hatchlings? You wait a year and a half. You buy that just right male. With the caveat that you can come across a solid male that you can pick up anytime and it's a good gamble. Or do you buy the male off the rip when you buy the female? That's what he thinks.
No, that's not what I think. That was a very bad characterization of my point. I think you get a male, and I think that if you can do it again, you can buy another male because you need backup males.
Yeah, so have a lot of money.
You need 2 males. Yeah, exactly. Well,
Buy a lot of shit.
Hey,
money's
you
not an
sound
option.
like an ultra male guy right now, dude.
Money's an option for this dude.
Well, it wasn't when I bought them,
Fucking.
but it sure as hell is now, dude. Hey, can I borrow $20 now? God damn it, dude.
You wish,
I
bro.
gotta catch the bus home, dude.
You wish. All right.
All right. I think that was fun. I think
It's all right.
somebody's gonna learn something, dude.
I doubt it.
Learn what not to do.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm fresh out of content.
I am too. This episode was brought to you by
Kirkland Hard Seltzer.
Coors Light Crushed Cans.
Yeah, dude. Not Canada Dry.
Canada Dry.
Nope.
Taste the rainbow.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Whatever.
You know how it goes, dude.
Go fuck yourself, dude.
All right now, dude.
Get fucking bent. Dude, I'll tell you right
Hey.
now.
Did you just write a song, dude?
Get fucking bent.
Yeah, dude. We
Dude, this table's gonna fall, bro.
get fucking bent.
Dude, I'm gonna.
Dude, the table. I don't know, bro. I don't
That
know.
song.
When you showed me those legs, I thought you were kidding, dude.
Oh, we have the fucking footstool on, dude. Look at that.
No, it's not. It's
Better.
Maybe.
It's not better.
It is, but this whole thing's suspended right here. It's like not even on the ground anymore, dude. So if you were to do, I guess it's so flimsy that doesn't even matter. Doesn't even need to
appreciate
shake.
your input.
Well, I'll show you some input in a minute, dude.
I'm fresh out. You're a horrible fucking waitress, dude.
Dude, fresh out of rags, dude.
You're a horrible waitress.
I know, dude. I am. That's why I don't fucking work at a fucking place that I have to be a waitress at anymore, dude.
You work here?
It's weird how they make me wear that stupid dress with no fucking panties on, dude. I'm over that.
Hell yeah, dude.
One day I'll be a real waiter, dude.
Doubt it.
Dude.
All right, let's clean rounds.
Yep.
Fuck our lives.